welcome to Bell Ringerz episode, and this is the sequel episode of State of AEW. I have an all-star cast here. Why don't you all introduce yourselves to the lovely people?
Well, I'll go first. I'm Joseph Conlon, owner of the Big Fight Fuel channel. You already know. We're talking AEW all the time. We also talk Miami Dolphins football. I'm a big wrestling fan for 13 years. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Conlon_Joseph. And also all of these great gentlemen right here joining the cast here tonight. So I'm excited to be here talking about some AEW. We're about 10 days away until the full. I think isn't 2 weeks away. Full Gear. That's crazy.
It's in 11 days, I think.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, less than 2 weeks.
It is November 13th.
Yeah, man. So we're getting to Full Gear, and with pay-per-view season here, Full Gear, I'm providing that content. So be sure to do all that. And Zach, thank you for having me on the show tonight, dude.
Of course. Anytime.
Hey, Miguel here. Like talking AEW and the NBA. Thanks for having me on, Zach.
No problem.
My name is Indigo Uchiha. Some of you may know who I am already. I also have a YouTube channel. I talk WWE, major pay-per-views most of the time, AEW, New Japan, and I'm starting Stardom content as well. I also cover anime. I love Dragon Ball, so I cover that mostly. And you can find me on Twitter at L_Sensei26. And sub to my channel if you haven't. I got good content on there.
Yes, sir.
It's Gamers Goon. Same thing on Gamers Goon on Twitter. Gamers Goon YT on Twitter. Same Gamers Goon on YouTube as well. My stuff is I've been talking about the Chicago Bears, Big Bears guy. AEW. I haven't been doing weekly reviews like I usually do. I've more so just stuck to pay-per-views lately with AEW and WWE. But definitely go check me out.
Yeah.
I'm Cameron, co-host. Co-host of the CNE podcast. Also, you can catch me. Most of the time, you can catch me every Friday night on the Big Fight Field channel with my boy Joseph Conlon, covering AEW Rampage. Covering AEW Rampage with Joseph and Wesley Williams over there. And also follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Cam71101 if you like to talk wrestling or if you want to hear me complain about the Pacers. So, yeah, that interests you. Make sure you give me a follow.
Oh, yeah. Or everyone here, let's talk some professional wrestling. One of the key points of this new company of 2 years has been the growth of their women. Since my lovely lady Britt Baker won the women's title, the division has been completely elevated. I believe with this mid-card women's title, the women will be the best they've ever been, especially with inclusions like Ruby Soho, Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb. What your opinions on the women's division in All Elite Wrestling?
I love what they're doing right now with the women's division. I love how they've really made that a focus over this past year, and I love how they really made that a focus over this past year and really made really made an effort to go out there and really improve that area of the product, because I think we can all agree 2020 for the women in AEW. I think that was really the weak point of the product.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was really the weak point of AEW in 2020 was their women's division. I don't know if it's because a lot of the women I don't know if it's because a lot of the women like Riho, Emi Sakura, who just got signed, and a lot of these other women. I don't know if it's because of the pandemic and they weren't able to travel over. They weren't really able to travel over here to the U.S. I just don't know if it was something they just really didn't care to focus on. But I think we can all agree that 2020 was not really a bright spot for the women. But now 2021, with the way they're going now, their women's division is very much improved, and their women's division is very much improved, and you love to see it. With Britt Baker being the top of the food chain, as she should be, because Britt Baker is the most over woman. Because she's the most over woman in that women's division. But, you also have women like Chris Statlander, Anna Jay, who's continuing to improve. Takashi, who we've seen major improvements from Takashi leaps and bounds. You still have Garcia there. Serena D, female Bret, female Bret Hart. You got a lot of these new additions. A lot of these additions being added to the AEW women's division. They've really kicked it up into another gear with their women, and I think it's safe to say. That the AEW women's division, I think, has to be up there. I think it has to be considered to be the best women's division in all of wrestling right now. You have Impact. You have Stardom. You have Impact. WWE used to be up there, but I got to take them on. WWE used to be up there, but I can't keep them up there. The only reason why they would still be up there would be because of women like Becky, Sasha, Charlotte, and would be because of women like Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, Bayley, and Bianca. But I really can't put them up there anymore. So I think AEW by default has the number 3 best women's division in the entire world. This division has just been firing on all cylinders, and you love to see the improvements made with the women's division, and they're just going to continue here. And they're just going to continue.
I mean, when you look at their women's division, they brought in Thunder Rosa. She's been awesome for them. They brought in Ruby Soho. She's been awesome. And then you look at Britt Baker when she first started in AEW. She wasn't. A lot of people weren't like high on her because they just weren't interested. But then she ended up hitting her stride, and she ended up becoming the most over woman in the entire AEW brand. Then you look at Tay Conti, Anna Jay. Both of them got themselves over. And I think there's still going to be names to be added. Obviously, we know that WWE releases people, so there's going to be names like we've heard Charlotte Flair might be leaving WWE at some point. Maybe she ends up coming over there. One that I want to see over there, I've been a big advocate for Deonna Purrazzo. I don't care what you got to pay her, Tony. Bring her over. And then obviously you can wait and see if a Sasha, Toni Storm, Liv Morgan, one of those become available. But then also you got the Stardom roster. Whenever they end up, you could bring in Utami, you could bring up Siri, you could bring up any of these girls. The division's getting better, and I can only see it getting even better than what it is right now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
First of all, I want to say that the women of AEW, they killed it all year. I love what they. I said since day one. A lot of people had the criticism about, they don't really have enough women or whatever. I told people, give them time. Kenny Omega is heavily involved working with the women, and I believe Dustin Rhodes as well. They know what they're doing, and we've seen that to this day. For example, Cheetah and Serena Deeb, they killed it last week in Dynamite. Love their match.
Absolutely. Amazing match.
Britt Baker, she's one of those day one wrestlers that's been with the company since AEW was in existence. So I'm very happy she's champion right now. She's been killing it, and she's had a great one. Easily top 5 women of the year, if you ask me, overall in 2021. And like Gamers Goon said, there are women out there that they could bring in potentially real soon. And I hope they continue this growth with the women because, like Cam mentioned, we have people like NJ and Tay Conti on the come up. They improving, and women's wrestling is where it's at. I said this for years now. WWE, they at the bottom now. If you ask me, they do got talented women, but the way they are booked creatively, it's not fair to most of those women that could go and they're given 2 minute, 3 minute matches. Like this is 2011 all over again. So I'm happy where the women are outside of WWE, and I can't wait to see what 2022 has to offer in terms of women's wrestling.
The women have been great. 2021, we all could agree that female Brett, aka Serena, has been one of the MVPs. Her matches with Riho and Shida have been really good, and Tay Conti's probably most improved of 2021. Anna Jay's coming up. Riho's there. Shida, Jamie Hayter, she's over. So the women are going up from AEW, and I would like to see TK try to bring in Diana or some more women for Stardom because I love Bianca, but for me, I thought Diana was the best women's wrestler 2021.
100%.
Sure. And for me, I think it was Cam that said this. Cam, you were the one that said the women's division was the weak point of 2020, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And in 2021, it's been improving greatly. I feel like ever since Britt Baker's won the women's title, and you have women now like Thunder Thunder Rosa. Obviously, she's one of the most established women on that roster. Shida. I mean, you just look at this whole TBS championship tournament, and it's really stacked when you think about it. You got all these talents. You got women like Red Velvet, who I think who's on her climb. She just got to fix a couple mistakes, and she's literally right there. You got women like Ruby Soho and Anna Jay and Jamie Hayter, and my favorite women's wrestler Ty Conti. She's also been amazing this year. So maybe she's gonna win the title next week. Cross my fingers, but it's probably not happening. But the women's division, you see, it's gotten growth. Is it there what it needs to be right now? I would say no, but maybe next year, it's going to be where it needs to be, and that's the ultimate goal because WWE's women's division certainly on the decline, and it sucks right now. So it's like the Miami Dolphins right now. So yeah, it's just really bad. But AEW's women's division, it's on the uprise, and it's something you really love to see.
Mm-hmm.
Also, shout out to Red Velvet. She's been killing it this year, man. Really good stuff from her.
Someone else that's been killing it that hasn't even lost yet is Jade Cargill. She's been absolutely popping off.
I want to chime in real quick. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Zach.
Jade, she the look of a champ. Like if it's not gonna be Serena Deeb, I would rather it be Cargill that wins the title first.
Okay. I wouldn't say she's exactly there yet. She needs to get better in the ring and have more than a pump kick and a clothesline and her finish. She could absolutely be the face of the women's division. But before she does that, she has to get better in the ring, I think. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I agree with Joseph because we all know she got the look. She definitely got to work on her promos. She's not there yet as well. But I say give her 2 years, 2 more years. If she's really serious about this, she could be that game changer woman in the company after Britt Baker has her run and Thunder Rosa has her run. I see somebody like Jade Cargill being that next female to come up, rise to that star power that Britt Baker has currently. If Jay works on that, she'll be fine.
She has the vibe of having the it factor, but it's still like she's still working on it. Kind of like what Britt Baker did when she first got into AEW. You still gotta polish up some things with her first before we end up doing that.
So since we've talked about it a bit already, let's about it even more now. The TBS title, I believe, will be the needs, and sight into the future come in terms of match quality happened just last week with Shida and Deeb. If the title is gonna bring in that quality of matches, this title will change
Yeah. Thank you.
Zach,
Yo. I think his camera froze.
Oh, damn.
So after the TBS title tournament, another tournament coming soon is the Owen Hart Cup. If you were Tony, who would you be the first person to hold this already prestigious cup?
I
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens. Kevin Steen, technically.
Oh, all right.
Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens. You know Kevin Owens.
He doesn't have that
I'm
name,
sorry.
right?
I'm sorry, Kevin.
Don't call him. Don't call him by his slave name, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I gotta start calling him by his slave name.
He
Kevin
named his
Steen.
kid after Owen Hart. It makes the most sense.
You know, he dedicated his entire career to Owen, and Owen was one of his heroes. If not him, Pillman Jr., maybe.
Yeah, I would say that as well.
Yeah,
That's his uncle,
That'd be
basically.
good.
So,
yeah.
or Ricky
That-
Starks is another good
That'd be
choice.
good.
Yeah.
I would
can't-
either be
I feel like
Steen
you
or
can't go wrong.
Even Will Hobbs.
Oh, I love me some Will Hobbs. Will Hobbs is great.
Hobbs is underrated as hell.
As long as you don't give it to
He's
QT Marshall, you
insane.
can't go wrong.
Yo, Hobbs, ever since that Punk match, Hobbs has been really good.
Absolutely.
I know it was Punk that wanted to work with him, and I'm happy that somebody like Powerhouse Hobbs got that opportunity because I saw that match live and it was fucking great. So he's one of those people on my list that I'm keeping an eye on. He has talent for sure.
Absolutely.
I feel like they should change his name to Hacksaw Will Hobbs.
Why is that?
I saw Will Hobbs get Jim Duggan in there.
Butch Reed called him the next Hacksaw. That's why.
Oh, okay.
I would expecting you all to say the same name. So I guess we're moving on already. In this world title tournament, we've seen a completely different side of Moxley. He completely tore off Ten's mask, bloody mess. He's probably gonna end up killing Orange tomorrow night. Does this new heel attitude of Moxley, does it make you want him to win the whole thing, or would him and someone like be where he fully turns heel and completely kills him?
I want Moxley to win. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh no, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I think Moxley should win this. I think I would love to see a Moxley Hangman match first off, and second
Absolutely.
and first and second of all, I really think having a heel Moxley going up against the most baby face in all of wrestling and Hangman Page, I really think it can make for a good story. And then maybe what I was thinking about the other day is, maybe Moxley can win against Danielson. And then after the match, like Moxley does something bad to Danielson or whatever, and that could write Danielson off of TV for a month. Because I don't think they're going to wait all the way until the Revolution pay-per-view to do Moxley and Hangman. Maybe you do that. I would do that on TV for the world title. Have Danielson come back in about a month or 6 weeks. Cost Moxley. And I would have a really brutal personal feud between Danielson and Moxley moving forward. That's what I would do.
How about this? Danielson loses to Moxley. Then you have Eddie Kingston and Moxley beat up Danielson, take him out for a month, and then book Danielson and Punk versus Kingston and Mox.
That would be dope. That would be dope as well.
But yeah, I was going to mention, I think I feel like that's something they're going to do in the future. Because Bryan Danielson definitely wants to work New Japan. I don't know if he wants to work Wrestle Kingdom in 2 months, but I definitely see Bryan Danielson getting ran on TV for just about a month or so, But that's a money match right there. CM Punk and Bryan Danielson versus Kingston and Moxley. Shit.
I agree with you guys. I think that's the money match, and in terms of Moxley winning the tournament, he is my pick to win the tournament right now. You guys know I'd absolutely have no issue with John Moxley winning the tournament. I mean, he is my favorite wrestler in all of AEW, right behind QT Marshall, of course.
My God.
But John
Quality television, Marshall.
But on a serious note, this is John Moxley. So John Moxley winning the tournament, I would have no issue with it at all. But he is my non-biased pick to win the tournament. I think Moxley wins. And instead of doing Moxley and Hangman at Revolution, because I think the match at Revolution is going to be Hangman and MJF, because I don't see Hangman being AEW champion for long. You could easily do Hangman and Moxley. I don't know if they're doing another Winter's Coming episode of Dynamite this year, but you could easily do it on that show, or you could do it on the or I saw a report today that or I saw a report today that AEW is planning on holding like an event on TBS that would be similar to like the WCW Clash of the Champions specials. They won't be able to call it by that name, obviously, but you could always do Moxley and Hangman on that show. But I
Yeah.
think that's the match that they need to. But I think that's the match that they need to go with. But I don't think this match happens. But if the match happens, I think it happens on free TV and not Revolution because I think Hangman is dropping the title to MJF at Revolution. So
Oh,
I wouldn't even hate that either.
did you guys see that? What's his name? Louis Dangor getting cooked today for his take.
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't see that.
Oh, he got cooked
Hangman.
like 300 cold tweets because he said that Hangman needs to drop the title to MJF like 4 days later in his hometown of all places.
Come on, man.
This isn't Bruce Pitcher booking here. This ain't Vince McMahon company we're talking
This is
about.
sports entertainment.
No, this is rare wrestling.
Yeah.
Facts, bro.
Well, yeah.
Love MJF, great heel. Does not need to be taken off Hangman after 4 days. At
I'm
least
down.
at least give it 3 months.
Don't pull a moose and
That
pull
pissed
a
me
And plus,
off.
Hangman was one of the first people to challenge for the title. You know, so
yeah.
let him have his moment.
He's been chasing the title since day one of
They,
AEW.
look,
Literally,
since day one.
exactly, give Hangman the title. Exactly, give Hangman the title. Let him have his moment. But here's the thing: when Hangman wins the title, I don't think his reign should last longer than 2-3 months. I really don't. I think 2-3 months max. I think 2-3 months max is the length a Hangman Page title reign should go. It should go because I'm thinking of this. I'm thinking of this, looking at it in the sense of the way traditional wrestling works, and the way wrestling traditionally works is the babyface chases the heel. Also, with Hangman, I just think that's part of his character. Now, I think part of the Hangman character is him constantly having to chase the title instead of him getting the title and going on like a Kenny Omega or like a John Moxley type title reign where he's the champion. Where he's the champion for like close to a year. He's taking out all comers. I just don't see that. I just don't think that fits the Hangman character personally. I think Hangman Page should be the person who wins the title. He holds on to it for about a good 2-3 months, and then he drops it right. And then he drops it right away, and he's always having to chase for the title. That's what I think personally.
Just don't pull a Josh Alexander and have him lose the title to Moose. I'm good with him dropping the title 2 or 3 months later.
MJF is probably the top heel ever, and he's had an amazing few months. He helped put Brian Pillman Jr. back on the mat. He's having a great feud with Darby Allin. His match with Moxley early last year was fucking awesome. His time is coming up real soon. He needs it.
Yeah. Love MJF. He's been doing good.
I also feel I feel this way about all the up and coming stars such as Jungle Boy, Darby,
Sammy G.
Yeah, Sammy G.
Yeah, Sammy G.
It's no rush to like catapult them up a level towards the world title. I feel it doesn't need to happen like way too soon. They are still young, Like MJF says all the time, he's gonna be in the business or in AEW for at least 25 years. So, and I got a question for you guys. When you guys think it's going to happen regardless. But when you guys see or think rather when Punk or Danielson will eventually win the title.
I'll go
Oh.
first. I think that
Damn.
you want to go in? You want to go, Miguel? My bad, bro.
Oh, sure, thanks. I think Danielson probably like next fall. Punk, give it another a year. He doesn't need to be champ right now. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, his return has been a waste," but he's doing exactly what he wants, and that's
He's
wrestle.
happy right now.
And you said Serena Deeb's the female Bret. He's the modern day Bret Hart, in my opinion. Just going out there and wrestling and having great storytelling.
Yeah. All right. First off, Miguel, I didn't mean to cut you off like that, dude. I'm
It's
I'm
fine.
sorry. But I think Punk is going to beat MJF for the world title. Eventually, when MJF wins the world title, I think Punk gets it. Here's
That's a
how
money
I have
match.
it going. I have Punk beating MJF for the world title after MJF beats Hangman. Then I have 2 years later at All Out 2023, I have Darby beating Punk for the world title. And then I have Malachi beating Darby for the world title, and Malachi Black will be the world champion in 2024. That's what I have. That's what I see things going.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. I was actually gonna go. I think I was actually gonna go. MJF takes it from Hangman. Punk takes it from MJF. Punk drops it to Darby. Comes full circle, and I think Darby drops it to Adam Cole.
I wouldn't mind that as well.
The way I'm thinking of it is Brian gets it before Punk.
He
But
has to, surely.
Brian's going to drop it to Darby after Brian, because we all know Brian as a babyface, what he can do as a babyface. We've seen WrestleMania. We know what he can do as a babyface. Him taking it off MJF's going to be a great moment. Then you have Darby beat Brian. And as we all know, CM Punk and Darby, they already had their match. Have CM Punk go in, beat Darby for the championship, bring it full circle.
You would have Punk beat him again?
Yes. Without question.
Okay.
If you're beating Brian,
It wouldn't hurt Punk
you
though.
need to beat Punk.
Like, again, Punk is not back to win championships. He said himself, if he went back to WWE, it would have been the same shit as it was 10 years ago. Because the company hasn't really changed in 10 years. And he's really back to put over the younger talent as the rest of the legends that are there in AEW. And I wanted to ask you guys this because I thought of something of when Punk eventually wins the title. What did you guys think of this? Cody's eventually, sooner or later, Cody's going to like challenge soon. I know it's a whole storyline thing, but I was really thinking about Punk and Cody for the title whenever he wins it. I think that would be money.
So you have
Promos
Cody.
alone.
So you have Cody breaking his own rule to challenge for the title.
Yeah, because I feel eventually. I feel Cody will eventually. Depends on how this goes with what's going on with him.
All right.
Because I was thinking about that the other day. I just wanted to ask you guys thoughts on that.
All right. I mean,
I feel like after Adam Page would be Brian turning heel, because his big thing is, I'm gonna kick your head in. That's not something a face would and should say. So Brian turning heel on Adam Page would be a complete swerve, the amount of booze he would get would be insane. Having him beat Hangman would be completely out of left field.
Yeah.
He
So, I was, we all know the news of Ring of Honor this week. So I went back and watched a couple of old Ring of Honor stuff, and Brian was a great heel in Ring of Honor, and that reminds me of when he had that feud with Homicide, where he was just being
Yeah,
a crap of
I
Homicide.
remember that.
So I think that
But
would be great.
Brian Danielson was always better as a heel, if you ask me, during his Ring of Honor run. So I definitely see a heel turn happening soon. There's not a lot of people know of his Ring of Honor days. They just know his WWE run. If you ask me, so it's gonna be a treat for the fans to really see that in AEW.
Yeah, of course. Brian's always, oh yeah, of course. Brian's always been a killer heel. Brian's always been a great heel, whether it's been in WWE, Ring of Honor. Brian's always been a great heel. So Brian's always been a great heel. So I can't wait for the day. So I can't wait for the day they turn him heel in AEW. He starts
it's
choking out
gonna
the
be
roster.
so fucking crazy.
Yeah, again, it's gonna be a treat because again he has the freedom now, creatively, you know.
Maybe you could
But
feud.
I loved his run when he was feuding with the whole Kofi Mania thing. Essentially, he was the one that really helped put Kofi over at that time. You know, the Planet Champion. If you guys remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. Maybe you could do a heel Brian versus Eddie Kingston after what happened on Friday. So
Ooh.
Oh.
The promos. Woo. I'm not a big
Kingston is awesome on the mic, dude. Ever since when NWA was on YouTube, Kingston has been my guy. He's absolutely amazing.
Eddie Kingston was the highlight of NWA at that time, bro.
I saw him in Impact. He was doing that whole stuff with the LAX thing. Like, oof.
Yeah.
Just go back and watch
that legendary stuff, bro.
yeah.
So we've kind of covered Punk and Brian already. So let's talk about the recent signings of Daniel Garcia and Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish to me has always been the sleeper pick when he was in NXT. He was always overlooked. He's now being presented as a total badass, and Garcia is Mr. Rampage. So his future is so bright.
Yeah.
Absolutely, bro. Daniel Garcia is a fellow New Yorker, so he has my support with that. And he killed it with Punk when they wrestled, and
that was his best match, I think. Punk too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Danny
Garcia is going to be a star. Danny Garcia is going to be.
Absolutely.
He's going to be a superstar. He has superstar written all over him. No, he has superstar written all over him. That dude going to be something. He going to be something. That was a great signing by Tony Khan. I love me some Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia is gonna be something.
He's another one on that list with Jungle Boy, MJF, Sammy G. You know,
Yeah, he. I think what I think about is he's in the next four pillars. Like you know how you had the first one with MJF, Sammy, Darby Allin, and Jungle Boy. Well, I think the next four after that, if we really look at it, it would probably be Daniel Garcia, Wheeler,
Dante
Wheeler,
Martin.
Wheeler Yuta, yeah, Dante Martin, and Lee Moriarty. That's the next four pillars in AEW, just like the MJF, Sammy, Darby, and Jungle Boy. And he's really, he's young. His time will come. He just signed, so that's great for him. And yeah, he will be a big time player. As far as Bobby Fish go, Bobby Fish is a great worker. Bobby Fish is a great veteran to have in the locker room, and he's really a guy who could go out there, give you a great match, and put over the opponent like he did with Bryan Danielson in Miami on Saturday Night Dynamite, because that was a really good match.
Mhm.
I agree. Love me some Danny Garcia. I think he's great. The next 4 or 5 pillars, you could say Danny Garcia, Lee Johnson, Lee Moriarty, and Dante. And put some respect. I've been seeing some disrespect on Bobby Fish's name on Twitter, man. Bobby Fish
A
isn't
lot
going to
of
be a world.
disrespect.
Let's be honest. Bobby Fish is not going to be a world champ. But you need a guy like Bobby Fish to be in that role Matt Seidel's been in. Get a couple W's on Dark, and then have banger matches on Rampage and Dynamite.
and Bobby Fish is also a great mind because he has a great mind for the business. So having somebody on a team of legends that can help out the newer guys is always good to have in that locker room.
Absolutely.
And I hope Kyle O'Reilly sooner or later comes in and just reform Red Dragon.
Hell yeah.
But I think that would be awesome. I don't know about Roderick Strong. I don't know about how long his contract is.
Another
But
year.
him as well.
I don't know about Roddy, man. He's a little older. Probably
Yeah,
GCW
he
or
I think
PWG.
he's around Bobby's Fish age, no?
Bobby
Yeah.
Fish just turned what, 44, 45?
Yeah, he's up there.
He's what, like a 21-year veteran, I think.
Yeah.
He's been doing business. And our final talking point, the possibility of the Trios title. It's been heavily teased, rumored, whatever, that it is coming soon. And if you think about who they have for trios, the Elite and or the Super Click, Jurassic Express, possibly Private Party and Matt Hardy, like their trios are absolutely awesome. Their 6-man matches always hit. Who would you have as the first trios champions?
Jurassic Express. That's a biased pick. That's a biased pick because Jungle Boy is one of my favorites in AEW. But Jurassic Express, if not Jurassic Express, the Super Click. If not Jurassic Express, the Super Click. Cole, Adam Cole, and the Bucks.
I feel like it would be the Super Click. I mean,
Yeah.
those three guys have just been attached with each other for their careers. I feel like
They're
that'd be
money. They are
Absolutely.
money.
again, when it was in Ring of Honor, shit, man, in the
Yeah.
Bullet Club, man. I know y'all remember that super kick to Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was good times.
I would probably say the Super Click as well, just because you want to establish the titles and then maybe give it to Jurassic Express in the future. But I was kind of disappointed in Cam because I actually thought he was going to say the faction of QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, and Nick Colorado, the Factory. But the
We
fact
not
that he
coming.
didn't,
We ain't coming after them titles. We coming after the world title. Don't you worry. We ain't going after that title.
even better.
Quality television, Marshall, the future AEW world champion.
But I'd probably
Tell them, Indigo. Tell them again.
I'd probably give it to the Super Click, and then I'd probably give it to Dark Order after that, maybe.
Yeah. Gotta go super quick
Yeah,
in order to establish some titles. You know, those guys have been killing it, having great trios matches. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big trios guy since Lucha Underground.
Hell yeah.
I
Yep.
think those
hell
titles
yeah, bro.
I think trios titles have a place in wrestling, and if they treat them like they did in Lucha Underground, then it's gonna be a great situation. You know, you could add some trios there, Dark Order, any combination. We could put, I guess, TH2 with Matt Seidel. So yeah.
We'll see.
There's Team Taz, I think they still together.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can see Hook soon. Probably the Inner Circle if they still around. You know.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I also feel like that's one of the reasons why the Bucks dropped the tag title. It's gonna happen soon.
They teased it in one of their ever changing Twitter bios. So Super Click would be who I would put them on, and it's simply because I believe that Adam Cole is the number one wrestler in the world. So he just needs gold around his waist.
Yeah.
Or even FTR and Spears, or even somehow Tully Blanchard. To me, FTR is the greatest team of all time. Any chance to put gold on them, I would do it. They have so many great trios to pick from. It's just insane.
100%.
Anything else anyone would like to add on?
No, not really.
I got nothing.
That's it for me.
All right. Well,
I just want to say that AEW. It's been 2 years now. They've been killing it, and I'm proud. I'm proud to be a supporter of this promotion because we needed this for so many years now.
a change.
And I'm happy the wrestlers have another place to find work.
100%.
Well, what are you guys' quick thoughts on the ROH stuff?
I mean, it sucks. It's sad. Hopefully ROH will be able to rebound from it, but they got a great roster, and I think those men and women will be able to land on their feet and go to wherever they want to. If that's Impact, if that's AEW, if that's WWE, whatever. So
I mean, it definitely sucks, but I'm kind of interested now, especially in the Briscoes, because they have never had like any interest of leaving ROH. So it'd be interesting to see what they do. Potentially join
I
AEW.
mean, they did have that stuff where one of them said some very bad stuff. He apologized since, and I think there's a chance.
It's very unfortunate, but
The Briscoes have been loyal to a fault.
Jay Lethal as well. Jay Lethal's been there for so many years now, and it is unfortunate. But I feel like Sinclair. If you guys don't know it, Sinclair, they they Women's of Wrestling Raw will be airing with them. I feel like they focusing on that promotion more than Ring of Honor. That's what I've been hearing, and like I said on my channel, it's just the style we see now in pro wrestling in general has a lot to do with Ring of Honor at its peak, and the Triple H NXT was Ring of Honor when unfortunately fell off. It just never rebounded. But we will see a lot of these people bounce back quickly, like Joseph said.
People like Jay Lethal, Grisham,
Yeah, I just
Roxy,
hope John Gresham gets signed.
they'll be signed, I think, within a month.
Yeah, that rosters are going to get signed. They ain't going to have that rosters are not going to have any trouble at all finding work, whether they're refilling my WWE, AEW, Impact. They're not going to have any trouble at all finding work. They have an extremely talented group of men and women there, and they're none of them are going to have. I don't think any of them are going to have any trouble finding work.
100%.
Not at all. All right. Well, then, with that, this has been the Bell Ringers podcast. Thank you all for being here. I hope to have you back soon. Thank you for showing up.
Of course,
No,
man.
thank you, bro, for having us on.
Hopefully, if all goes well, I might be doing an episode after Full Gear, reviewing it and congratulating Adam Page. So I hope some of you can join me for the Full Gear show. And yeah. Bell Ringers will be back soon.
See ya.